They are going to get a win in the European LCS. Hello and welcome everyone to week 3 of the European League of Legends Championship Series, coming to you live from our studio in Cologne, Germany. I'm Joe Miller and I'm joined today by Trevor Quickshot Henry.
Thank you very much, Joe. And today we've got 8 more games for you this week. And if you're a fan of Fnatic, you're in luck because the unbeaten first place team will be featured in no less than 3 matches.
Yeah, and 2 of those Fnatic matches are coming your way today. But first, let's break down some of the biggest stories coming out of last week. Starting off with Roccat taking down Gambit and tying for second place. Question is, can they do the same here again today against Fnatic?
I think the possibility is there, and that's because Roccat have got a lot of diversity in their play, especially during picks and bans. But you do have to compare them to Meet Your Makers and Alternate from last year. 2 teams that started super strong, but they plateaued later in the splits and they couldn't keep that level up.
Well, over in North America, it's TSM that's leading the table with 5 wins and 1 loss, but it's Dignitas that are surprising everyone. Dignitas went 3 for 0 last week.
Yeah, and with the 2 wins that they actually have from week 1, including a victory over Cloud9, they're actually sitting on a 5-game winning streak. They actually won't be playing this week because they were due to appear at IEM before visa troubles cancelled that plan. So what that actually means is they've got a few extra days to prepare for their week 4 matches and may be able to keep that winning streak up.
Well, and speaking of the IAM, yesterday in Sao Paulo, things were wrapped up, and Millennium were able to take down Pain Gaming 2-0 in the final to win that one out.
Yeah, you know, Millennium, they looked really good. They were in complete control of the series. I was particularly impressed by how they finished games out during the course of the final.
Yeah.
It was a marked improvement over the LCS and over the semi-finals as well. So maybe Millennium working on some of the weaknesses.
We'll have to see when they come back over. But last week we also saw SK Telecom T1 dominate the OGN Winter Final. They destroyed Ozone 3 for 0 in front of what was a pretty massive audience.
Yeah, the audience was really behind SKT. Since then, however, it has come to light that Pumandu is unfortunately ill and will be stepping back due to those health reasons. We're hoping he can return before the next champion season begins. But as a team, if they are looking for a substitute, SKT is going to have pick of the litter.
Yeah, certainly. There's no question about that one. And it's time to pick things up, though, over here in Europe. So let's take a look at how the teams currently stand. Fnatic is still riding high and are yet to lose a game at 5 for 0. They are followed, though, by the surprise package of the first 2 weeks, Roccat, whose win over Gambit left them at 5-1 and apparently won them a lot of new fans here in the audience. In 3rd place, we have Gambit themselves, who have 4 wins and 2 losses to their name. And in 4th, it's the Copenhagen Wolves at 3 for 3.
Down the bottom half of the table, we do have Alliance and SK tied at 2 wins and 4 losses. Millennium sit in 7th with 2 wins, 5 losses. And the Superhot crew find themselves rooted to the bottom with only 1 victory to supplement those 5 losses.
Need to pick things up, that's for sure. But we are still in the very early stages of the season, and all those spots are still up for grabs. So let's have a look who's going to be duking it out today. We're going to be kicking off with a big one here. It's Gambit taking on an Alliance team that picked up their first 2 wins just last week. And then we move into the hotly contested battle for first as the 5-1 Roccat take on the currently undefeated Fnatic.
Game 3 of the day will be Superhot crew looking to exact revenge on SK Gaming, and match number 4 then features the Copenhagen Wolves once again taking on the league leaders, Fnatic.
And as usual, the action doesn't stop with just the LCS games. The Challenger Series continues immediately after, with the former LCS team Meet Your Makers taking on Eyes on You in a best of 3.
Yeah, Jat and Freak will be bringing you the play-by-play as the European challengers continue to fight their way through their quarterfinals.
Now let's have a look at some of the players that we can expect to go big in this week's games and have massive impacts on them. My pick started off with Genja. He's currently the 3rd rated AD carry in terms of KDA, but he has a 12 KDA on Jinx, and to be honest, he needs to hit those kind of stats if Gambit are to win 2 very tough matches this week against Alliance and Fnatic. Now, my second pick, I kind of stuck with Gambit for this one. Diamond, he's a massive impact player for them, and made me kind of sad to see him play Shen in the jungle last week because I just don't think it really fits his style, to be honest. And I hope that we see him return to those more aggressive picks this week.
Definitely. More Zed would work out. My pick starts with Vanda. He's one of the strongest supports in the LCS. He's got a 7 KD over 6 games, and his Thresh is a must ban. He's played it in 4 out of those 6 games. He's undefeated and actually has a 12 KD on that champion. Next one, Youngbuck, this time for slightly different reasons. It's the tanky top meta, and Youngbuck has not been able to dominate or control a lane that he's been in. At 14, 18, and 32, he needs to step up for the Copenhagen Wolves to break that 50% win ratio. And it wouldn't be a players to watch without highlighting Overpower. The MVP of week 2, he had a 25 kill death assist ratio for the week, first out of all of Europe, and he won a game with Mordekaiser convincingly. So I'm interested to see if he can actually keep up that level of play with the pressure and the spotlight on him and against Xpeke and Fnatic.
And remember, you guys can find all the stats for these pros as well as schedule information, VODs, recaps, and much more over at lolesports.com. You'll also be able to let us know which team you think will win each of today's games.
Yeah, just as usual, guys, click on schedule, give us a thumbs up for your choice. You can also find out how to join us here in the studio to watch these teams play in person. Just click tickets for all of the details.
Now, we want to pick your brain, so hop onto Twitter and tell us which jungler do you think will have the biggest impact this week and why?
Yeah, I think considering that Fnatic actually play 3 games and they're facing off Roccat today, I think I have to